Good day. Happiness is your birthright. Grab it now. Today we're going to talk about happiness, and it's probably fair to say that in some way, shape, fashion, or form, your entire life is a directed quest to be or become happy. Ask any parent what they want their children to be. Happy is mentioned more often than all of the other responses combined. I used to conduct an exercise when I was teaching creativity and personal mastery at business schools, and I invite you to do this with me now. I would ask students to write down, what do you have to get in order to be happy? And I would put down two items on the screen, vast wealth and trophy spouse. These were the 800-pound gorillas in the room, but for some reason, persons were reluctant to acknowledge them, and I saved myself a lot of time by putting them up there, up front. Vast wealth. In the old days, if you were a millionaire, that was pretty good. These days, if you're a millionaire, you feel positively middle class. So let's say we're talking about you're having the kind of wealth where you have mansions, where you need a golf cart to get to the dining room. Trophy spouse, I don't know what your notion of male or female pulchritude is, but whatever it is, your spouse has that and is intelligent to boot. So we now have the 800-pound gorillas out of the way, but there are an awful lot of 400-pound chimpanzees floating around. And these would include things like good friends, relaxing leisure time, work that I enjoy, and so on. I invite you to think of something. There is nothing you have to do or get or be in order to be happy. Let me repeat that. There is nothing you have to get or do or be in order to be happy. Happiness is your birthright. It's part of your DNA. It's inbuilt into you. It's extremely difficult for you not to be happy. So some of you may be wondering, if happiness is my nature, how come I don't experience my nature? How come I experience my life sucks? And the answer to that is simple. You have spent your entire life learning to be unhappy. Remember, we talked earlier about mental models, and a mental model is a notion we have that this is the way the world works. Well, there's one particular mental model that you, in fact all of us, have bought into with every fiber of our beings, and it's a model that's flat out false. It's broken. It doesn't work. This is the model that we have to get something, so we can do something, so we can be something. So, for example, we have to get a great deal of money, so we can travel to exotic places on vacation, so we can be happy. We have to find a partner to be in a relationship, so we can have great sex, so we can be happy. All of these are variations of the if-then model, and the if-then model basically states, if this happens, then we will be happy. What we don't recognize is that the if-then model is flawed. It's broken. It doesn't work. What we do instead is say, I put the wrong thing on the if side of the equation. So for example, I thought if I got married, I would be happy. I find that isn't true. So obviously this is because I married the wrong person. And I have to get out of it with as little financial damage as possible and marry the right person, and then I will be happy. That's how we live our lives. We postulate that if I get something, I will be happy. We get it, we find that we are not happy, and we think we asked for the wrong thing, and we then go around looking for the right thing to ask for, and our life is an inevitable treadmill leading to despair sooner or later. We never question the fact, we never recognize the fact that the model itself is false. How do I know the model is false? Don't take my word for it. Can you imagine any time in your life when you were confronted with a scene of such spectacular beauty that it took you outside of yourself to a place of great calm and serenity? Perhaps a rainbow, perhaps a beautiful valley, or a snow-covered peak? Most people can. Have you ever wondered why that happened? That happened because somehow at that particular instant, you accepted the world exactly as it was. You didn't say, that's a beautiful rainbow, but it's way off to one corner. Let me move it 200 yards to the right and it would be ever so much better. Oh no, the rainbow was perfect where it is. Your life right now, with all of the problems you have, your life right now with all of the problems you think you have is every bit as perfect. But you're striving with might and main to reject one or more aspects of it. And as you reject it, you buy into the if-then model. And as I pointed out, the model is broken. That's how we learn to be unhappy. There is a simple solution, and we talked about it yesterday. We will talk more about it tomorrow, but let me reiterate it for you now. Your life right now is perfect, but that doesn't mean that there are not one or more aspects of it that you would like to change. By all means, try to change them. You have preferences. Act according to them. Go for what you want. But don't try to change them with the notion that if you succeed, you will be happy or happier. Change them with the notion that this is your path in life as you see it today. If you succeed, wonderful. If you don't succeed, wonderful. It is the activity that blesses you. We have talked about this before. We will talk about it again. In fact, we will discuss it at greater length tomorrow. This is one of the key learnings of the quest. Let me reiterate this again. Invest in the process. Do not invest in the outcome. This is such an important concept that we will be visiting it repeatedly.